Hello, everybody. January 3rd, 2023. Hope everyone's 2023 is off to a wonderful start. Going to have hopefully a fun little chat this morning about some real world stuff. And I entitled this one that it's January 3rd and you've already failed at your New Year's resolutions. I'm sure there's plenty of people who fall into that camp and they're like, dang it, didn't even make it 72 hours and I already blew one of my New Year's resolutions. 2023 is a bust. I'm here hopefully to add a couple words of encouragement to that, some tips and tricks, and then also to share a funny story because I'm kind of in the same boat already. And I do consider myself a relatively well-disciplined, mentally strong individual, and I've already kind of kicked one into the stand, so here we go. Time for some honesty. So I'll share some stories so you all can laugh at me. I'm in the same boat. I already blew one of my New Year's resolutions. I think 1 or 2 episodes ago, we did a Linchpin conversation entitled that I didn't eat sugar for 30 days, which was true between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then I let everyone know that my goal moving forward for 2023 was going to be, instead of having my regular weekly cheat meal, whether it's a pint of ice cream, a slice of delicious carrot cake, some fresh baked chocolate chip cookies, I mean the list goes on and on, I was going to just say, hey, life gives you plenty of occasions every now and then, and I'm going to just wait for an occasion or a holiday, and that's when I'm going to enjoy my cheat meal. And so it won't be on this regularly scheduled thing, which means a week or two might go by, and since there's no occasion, I won't have a cheat meal, and then when one does, all good. Birthday parties, right? There's 5 people in my family, so right there, 5 out of the 12 months are at least covered. How many holidays are there? And then your extended family's birthday parties, or whatever it happens to be, like, you're going to have something every month for sure. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just try that. I'm going to try that and see how it goes. Because I'm certainly not going to say that, you know what? I'm not eating sugar ever again. I know myself well enough to know that that is an unsustainable lie, and I'm setting myself up for epic disappointment and failure. So that's not something I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is, I will enjoy these delicious treats that I would like to have as a part of my life because they taste so darn good, and I'm going to have them at these unknown intervals, and that's okay. And that gives me the opportunity to exert a little discipline and wait, and that's good. And it's January 3rd, and I already failed. So I'm right there with you, sharing my my failures as well. So that was my plan. So the 31st, New Year's Eve, we're over Emily's sister's house. Wonderful party with some people. There was a fresh made, this delicious chocolate cake with ice cream. It's an occasion. It's exactly what I said I was going to do. Wait, have things at occasion. So cut myself a generous portion of that, had some ice cream, it was delicious, felt good about myself, went home, got some good sleep, fantastic. And then Sunday, January 1st rolls around. That's not an occasion. New Year's Eve is an occasion. We put our daughter, 18-month-old daughter, to bed that night. The boys are good. I'm cleaning up all the junk that's around. And in our pantry, we have this, full disclosure, in our house, we don't have just broccoli and lean chicken breast. I'm sorry, we're not that household. We're kind of a normal household, and we just try to make good decisions, but we have stuff that's processed food in our house. We have this giant tub of animal crackers. It's monstrous. We bought it at Costco. It's huge. And our little girl loves, for whatever reason, to open up the pantry door and drag this huge tub of animal crackers from the kitchen into the living room. She can't get it open. She just loves pushing it around. Maybe she'll love sled pushes and prowler pushes when she's older. So this huge tub of animal crackers was just sitting in the living room. Again, we put her to bed. We're cleaning up all the toys and all that, and then we sit down on the couch and we started watching that series Severance. I don't know if anyone has heard of that series or watched it, but if you're looking for a good series, it's pretty crazy, but we actually really enjoyed it as well. It's called Severance. It was written by Ben Stiller, I believe. So anyway, finally at the end of a long day, sitting down, watching Severance, and then right next to me is this huge tub of animal crackers that I hadn't yet put into the pantry. Kind of undid the lid, set it next to me on the couch, and just started nibbling, an elephant here, a monkey there, a rabbit over here. Maybe that was a horse. Who knows what it was? And before I knew it, I was basically continually just murdering these animals in the old animal cracker bin for the entire episode of Severance. And it's such a huge bin of animal crackers that I actually don't know how many I consume, because you could eat 1.5 pounds of animal crackers and still have like 4 pounds left in there. But I'm here to tell you, it was a substantial amount of animal crackers that I ate. And the second that I woke up from my haze that I was in, I was just filling my face with some food, I went, it's January 1st. I already blew it. This is not what I was supposed to do. And I'm the one that tells other people, what to do and gives them advice and all that. But hopefully, anyone who's followed over the years knows that not only do I do that, I usually do that because I've made a tremendous amount of mistakes. And one of the big things I try to be is transparent and honest, that, hey, I'm right there with you. Having highs, having lows, swings and misses, strikes and gutter balls, and it's all just part of life. And anyone who says they're crushing it all the time, hasn't made a mistake, never strayed off the path, they're probably a sociopath serial killer, and I would run away from them. So, yeah, I had just quite a night there, filled with regret. But as soon as that happened, I had to tell myself, look, that's in the rearview mirror. Can't go back and undo it, right? And by the way, they were delicious. They have that crunch, that kind of shortbread crunch. They were so good. It's in the rearview mirror. It's gone. Nothing I can do about it. So refocus, think about why I'm doing this, remember why long-term health and fitness is important, and move forward. And remember that I told myself it's not that I'm never ever going to eat tasty treats ever again. That's not realistic. That is going to lead to failure. I just need to I told myself I'd like to wait a little bit longer than normal, and then I'm going to get the reward, and that's good. That's okay. It's not only okay, in my mind anyway, but it's actually really beneficial because, and you have your own goal, but that goal that I set for myself, that requires some discipline. That requires some mental toughness. That requires me embracing delayed gratification. And being somebody who develops those traits and has them on call is going to be an attribute and beneficial to your long-term success. So not only doing something like this, cutting out a bit of refined sugar is going to be good for my physical well-being, strength and conditioning, long-term health and fitness, but there is a particular benefit between the ears as well that may not be readily apparent initially. And so I had to remind myself of all those things and be like, it's okay, all right, it's all good. We're back on track. And the path will not be smooth, right? All of us will stumble at some point, be it a large stumble or a small stumble. But the difference is, when you do have that stumble, which inevitably will occur, will you stay down or will you get back up, dust yourself off, remind yourself of why you're doing it, and begin to walk forward again? And that's all. That's all we need, right? We need progress, not perfection. That's all we're looking for. Progress, not perfection. Another just embarrassing thing as well, since I'm telling embarrassing stories about myself, there's the animal crackers one. Then for no particular reason, yesterday, on Monday, January 2nd, so on January 1st I had the animal cracker massacre. Then on January 2nd, I get up, right? New day, gonna get after it. Get out of bed, stretch, yawn, and somehow in stretching and yawning, strained my neck. Just one of those things. It just happens, right? So I was like, dang it. And that made me modify the workout of the day a little bit. I did it not for time. I just relaxed a little bit and made sure that I didn't do anything that would re-aggravate my neck, and that's great. I made a smart decision because as I wake up today, my neck feels good to go. So that's fantastic. And if you didn't, and I posted about that on my personal Instagram account, the Sherwood215 on Instagram, and I asked everybody else, hey, laughing at myself. I literally just strained my neck, yawning and stretching in the morning, and I asked everybody, what's the silliest, most least exciting way that you've ever tweaked or strained or injured yourself? And people left great, authentic, realistic comments as to how they have tweaked themselves. And not that you want to laugh at any of that stuff, but I was laughing at myself. Man, there's some fantastic stories on there that just made me giggle the whole time. So if you need a good laugh, go to my other Instagram account and just read those stories. It's incredible some of the times, the things that you're so resilient and strong, and you get your deadlift for this, and then you like reach down to tie your shoe and you throw your back out. It's like some stories that people had. It was fantastic. So anyway, I modified it. Life was good. You'll be good to go. Make smart decisions. Again, you fall down, just dust yourself off and just be mentally tough. That's all. Nothing's going to be perfect. Just be mentally tough. I was reflecting on mental toughness today. I'm not going to mention this individual's name, but he's one of the most mentally tough people that I've ever encountered in my life. He's somebody that I went through SEAL training with a long time ago. And we'll just call him John. Okay, it's not his name, but we'll call him John. I don't know if he's still active duty or not, so I don't want to say his name and all that good stuff. But when I went through SEAL school, week 5 back then was the week that everyone dreaded every day. But week 5 was Hell Week, which we had a lot of infamy around it or whatnot, and nobody was looking forward to Hell Week, and it was going to be miserable and all that good stuff. And I was in class 215. And if somebody was in a previous class and they strained their ankle, they had a stress fracture, whatever it happened to be, didn't meet some particular standard, but they were a good dude that the instructors didn't want to kick out and they wanted to give them another shot, they would roll that individual forward to the next class. And so this individual joined our class. He might have been in class 212 or 210 or something previous, but now he joined us in 215, and his name was John, and he joined us just before Hell Week. John had been in 2 previous BUDS classes, okay? And he had something happen to him in both of those times post Hell Week, not pre-Hell Week. Okay, so I want you to wrap your mind around that. He'd gone through Hell Week and completed it and made it in that first class, and then something after Hell Week, he got a stress fracture or whatnot, got rolled back to before Hell Week. So then when he joined his second BUDS class, he went through a full Hell Week a second time. And so now he's been through that 2 times in his life. He made it through the second time, completed Hell Week, and then sometime later in training, something happened and he could not continue forward with his class. He got rolled back again. He joined our class. He went through Hell Week a third time and made it. I don't know how in the world. It's almost better not to know what's coming, to just have heard some stories and some lore and some mystery, but you haven't actually experienced the true misery that's going to occur. It's almost better not to know. He'd done it 2 previous times, knew full well the agony that awaited, and did it a third time and made it through. Eventually wound up graduating, just so you know. But was one of the mentally toughest individuals I'd ever met. By the way, was not a gifted athlete. Did not have the physique that you would envision for a team guy or whatnot. But between the ears, my goodness, you could not hurt this person. You could not keep them down. They would just keep coming at you. They were ferociously strong mentally. Didn't matter how many times they got knocked down. Because like I said, they weren't a gifted athlete. So everything in training was a struggle for this individual. Everything. Just showed up the next day. So that's that. I heard somebody ask, would it get easier the second or third time? No, it would not. Like I said, I think you would make a distinct argument that it would potentially almost be worse. I don't know how he did it. Ridiculous. So anyway, it's a quick side story. Be a resilient individual. Be mentally tough. We want progress. We don't want perfection. All of us are going to stumble. It's all good. And maybe, I gave an example of me with the animal crackers and my nutrition goals. Maybe you have some other New Year's resolution that you have already stumbled on. It's whatever it happens to be. It could be in your personal life, your professional life. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Put it in the rearview mirror and drive forward. So good luck, everybody. 2023 is early. You can make it whatever kind of year you want to make it, but it's going to be up to you, between the ears, right? Stay focused. Find yourself a good group of people who support you and that you can lean on, and that you can be honest if you are having a bad day, or you don't have to hide your mistakes from. You can actually let people know, hey, I blew it this weekend. Here's what happened. No worries. Dust yourself off. We're good. We're going to drive forward. So that's it. Have a wonderful day, and we will talk again later.